I'm going to introduce you the moderator of the next panel. She's Ana del Valle. She is the Land Business and Movable Property Registrar. In present time, she is the Director of the Business Registers Coordination of the Colegio de Registradores. She's also a business registrar in Cádiz, so she has to make all jobs, so she's quite busy actually. She is also the representative, as you know, of the business registers in several international forums, such as ECRF, CRF, IACA, and ASOLAC. She was the responsible of the study and development of the software for the implementation of the electronic business register in Spain. She's a speaker in different national and international forums, conferences. She's the author of books, publication, and different law reviews, specialized in commercial law, insolvencies, and new technologies. Anna, please.
So we have some changes in the presentation now, because this would be the third session. We are going to part it into two sections. So now we are going to talk about the business register, a supplier of legal and reliable data. And we have with us speaking Andrés Ylla. As you know, Andrés is a business registrar in Orense in Spain. Many of you already know him quite well, because he has attended several forums, international forums in ECRF, CRF, and so on. And now, as you know, he's a director of this conference of ECRF. And with us is as well Zvonko Obradovic. Zvonko has been the director of the Serbian Business Registers Agency since 2007, I guess. And he has managed several projects related to the reform of the business registration system in Serbia, and was the director of the 16th ECRF conference. So we begin with you. So, Andrés, you have the floor.
I'm going to begin showing you a web page, Wikipedia, known by everyone. This is Banco Santander. It's the first company in Spain, one of the biggest banks of Europe, and of course the biggest bank in Spain. I think it's top 3 in Europe, something like that. You can find all this information in that site. Can you go a little bit upper? You have the kind of company. Santander is a stock company. The activity, finance and insurance. No, un poquito menos. No, más abajo. No, al revés. Arriba. No, lo del principio. Okay. You have there the address of the bank. Is there. Paseo Pereda 9 in Santander, Spain, in the north of Spain. The president, Ana Patricia Botín. She's the daughter of the famous old Botín father. He died last year. Also the CEO of the company, José Antonio Álvarez. Product. You have also the benefits of the company, 5,000 million euros. You have also the assets of the company. I mean, even you have the branches of the company. You have branches in Spain, Germany, Finland, Holland, Italy, Norway, everywhere. Can you open any branch, whoever branch? Look, Argentina, Banco Santander Rio is a branch of Banco Santander in Argentina. They have their many information also, president, CEO, vice president, assets, everything. Everything is there in the internet. But what kind of information is that? You rely on that information, you trust that information. Will you make any investment based on that information? I guess not. Will you? I mean, this is no control who's sending the information, if that is true, if that is updated. No control at all, no guarantee, no legal effects, nothing. That's the introduction of my presentation. Can you switch to my presentation, please? Well, what I can remark is that since we have all the information there in the internet, in the yellow pages, we have many commercial information, not control information, not reliable information. I want to remark the importance of business registers, to have really reliable information to create a good environment for investors. Please? Please? Well, the ECRF is to take its aims. I mean, we are here, all present, to create a network of registries across Europe, share information, knowledge, and best practices, dialogue between registries, ensure the voice of Europe's business registers is heard both in Europe and beyond, many representatives here from beyond Europe, and to build collaboration with other organizations, business register organizations. I mean, if we are here, it's just to make a great community of business registers, to learn one from each other, and try to show that our work and our institutions are valid and useful for the people, for the citizens. Please? Please? The Registro Mercantil de España is characterized by the following facts: the prior legality checking of registrable acts, the contribution to confidence in private transactions, it provides legal effects, also build trust to the courts and administrative authorities, reduces overall business costs, and if possible, we aim the register to be quick and as cheap as possible register. I will analyze, separate one of these aspects, please. Well, prior legality checking of registrable acts. What means legality checking? I mean, you can understand with that expression many things. I'm going to tell you what we do in Spain in the registry. We make an integral legality check, right? That includes identification of the senders of the documents, the sufficiency of the empowerments of the grantors of the document, also formal requirements, and deep substantive analysis of the legality of the act. The legal analysis is done by highly qualified personnel with deep knowledge in commercial and civil law, and that activity allows to give legal presumption of validity for the registered acts, and that increases the value of that information and of the company itself. Please. The business register contributes to confidence in private transactions. As we have seen before, we have all the information in the internet, in yellow pages, in so many places, but that is not real good information to make business, to make decisions, to invest, and to trust who are you dealing with. So the main role of the register, in my opinion, is to provide trust in private transactions, particularly in personal relationships typical of the globalized economy. Well, we are all business registers, so legal persons, such as mercantile companies, are human creations. They are neither visible nor tangible. Therefore, to contract with them, we need to know their existence, composition of the persons, identity details such as legal name, address, capital, and the person who legally represents them. That's why we need institutions as the business register can give that information with legal value and with control of independent people depending from the state, from the judge, and the state in general. And that's the best way to overcome the information asymmetry, as before has told us Benito, right? If there were no business register, or the data it provides wouldn't be, don't offer the reliability demanded by the market, the individuals will seek that information or complement the registered information with private means, such as lawyers, advisors, with the high cost involved in that activity. Please. We provide in Spain, in the business register, with legal effects. The legal effect is that the info published by the registered is supported by law, and it gives the third parties guarantee, so they will be protected with the appearance generated by the registered and the certifications issued by it. By attributing these legal effects, the third parties are protected fully from eventually inaccuracies or deficiencies in the creation process or decision-making by a registered company. Just one example. If someone contracts with a person that appears in the register as the legal manager of a company, the third will be protected, and the contract will be valid, although previously that manager was relieved without having reported to a register. The third party only has to worry about the registered information. That is the only reality. He has to worry about it. Regardless, it matches or not with the extra-registered reality. And that is what we call the principle of trade certainty, based in appearance, the appearance created by the registry. In the case of inaccuracy, the responsibility never lies in the third party. In that case, that will be borne either on the managers by any falsehood or errors in drafting the documents, or on the very same registrar, which has been negligent and wrongly has permitted access to the registry to imperfect acts. Please. Another key aspect of the business register is it builds trust to courts and administrative authorities. If the information contained by the register is comprehensive, reliable, independent, it will provide conclusive evidence of a registered act to the courts and to the administrative authorities. This matches also with what Benito told us this morning. If the Justice Court of the administrative authorities consider, for the low quality of the information supplied, that the registered certificates do not offer conclusive evidence, they will stop to use that information for the resolution of judicial and administrative proceedings. And consequently, individuals will tend to dismiss the register and see it as an useless bureaucracy. So both courts and administrative authorities, to operate properly, need to have access to comprehensive and reliable data. Therefore, and regarding the relationship with the legal person, if they are not provided with a strong business register, or it does not satisfy their information requirements, it will be inevitable to create additional judiciary or administrative register, and that will generate duplicate bodies, harmful to commercial traffic agility, and extra formulation costs. Please. Another of the aspects really important in the registers, in the registry, in particular in our registry, is that even the formalization costs are higher, the overall cost will be reduced with a strong register. And within these costs, we have to include the overall cost of formalization and subsequent costs. Please. Well, in this overall cost of formalization, we have to distinguish the mandatory and non-mandatory or customary costs. We cannot place the focus only in the mandatory procedures, such as notary or registration fees. We must take into account that even not mandatory, they are generally used in the formalization process, such as legal advice or document management. That's quite simple. If the adoption of mandatory procedures liberates us from the customary non-compulsory one, in the end, it's very likely to spend less globally, even if the cost on mandatory procedures are higher. Please. Subsequent costs are those that companies may assume during its existence. And I can divide them in two different costs. The cost incurred by contracting with third parties. That is, in the first time, the information they want to obtain to operate in the traffic and to contract with the people. And there are two possibilities to have that information: the private searching, if the register doesn't give us the guarantee. Private searching and companies' profiles are quite expensive, much more than the information provided by the generality of the public registers. So that's one of the disadvantages of the private searchings. But there's another disadvantage, even bigger, that the report issued by the private lawyer has no legal effects beyond the liability for professional errors. The second alternative is the business register. The register is public, and so we can have full information of its content through register certificates about all the facts we need to operate in the traffic and to contract. So we are having better information at a lower price. That's very important. And that's why we have to strengthen the register. The second, no, go back, please. The second costs are the litigation cost. If we have a strong prior control to the acts or the social facts that we register in the registry, we will prevent from litigation afterwards. It is very difficult to calculate the money you don't spend. But what is proven by the studies of in the other persons, Benito Arruñada, I studied this very deeply in the scope of land registries. The litigation costs are much, much higher in countries that have strong with illegal effects and control registers than the other ones that they don't have it. And after that, there is another shortcoming of this litigation to solve the problems with litigation in the judges. That is that the reparation may not be possible, or maybe incomplete, because all nullity involves a chain reaction of all acts connected or subsequent to the act void. Please. To have a quick and cheap register. Well, as we have seen, the Doing Business report is focusing only in to have a really good, fast register and a really cheap register. But if we want to make controls and to have valuable information, we need to make controls, and that takes time and takes money. I mean, it's an aim to have the lower cost and the lower time, but always we need time. So, if it wouldn't matter the quality and reliability of the register, we could state that it would be desirable to get rid of the business register. In the end, the lack of register would mean lower cost and more rapidity than the cheapest and fastest of the registers. Please, change. To conclude, I will launch into the few questions. First, what kind of register we want? Local register with automatic register? I mean, in my opinion, that's not necessary, because to have an automatic register, that information I have it in Wikipedia. Or, on the contrary, we want a solid and liable register. I think for lawyers like me and economics and the governments, we shouldn't fool ourselves with the false modernity. Neither the registers or the registration function can be substituted by technological tools. Obviously, computers are faster and cheaper than the labor force of the registrar and his staff, but they will never make and produce reliable and information with legal effects. So, on the contrary, to conclude, I think it's necessary to emphasize that registrars are important since they are established in the interest of public in general and companies in particular. So, the importance of the registry is that they can create attractive business environment with less cost of operation, based on the trust generated by the market and in real cost savings, what leads to economic growth and public wellness. Thank you very much.